What's up, everybody? Early Stoppage MMA here. Today we're going to be going over the UFC Qatar card that just took place yesterday. This card was pretty good. I think it was one of those where on paper it looked solid and it played out almost exactly how it looked on paper. My performance in terms of picks on this, especially on the prelims, I was killing it. The only difference was that I switched from Tagir to Horiguchi on my Tapology, and that really fucking paid off. So, hell yeah. But I'm sticking with what I said in the video. I did honestly for a while think that Tagir Ulanbekov was just going to sort of be too much for an aging Horiguchi. But Horiguchi has come over from the fucking Killer's Row in Ryzen and brought that fucking intensity and that energy with him. He looked so good in this fight. He outdid Tagir in almost every aspect of this fight. I mean, he looked great on the feet. He looked dangerous as fuck. You dropped him, had him hurt. And then, of course, gets the nasty submission. Great performance. What a welcome back. What a re-debut from Kyoji Horiguchi. I cannot wait to see this guy's next fights. Although I am a little apprehensive because I do think that Tagir Ulanbekov is not the best flyweight. I think that his connection to Camp Khabib has kind of carried him so far. So, yeah, I don't know. Either way, I'm gonna take the positive view of this though, and I'm gonna say Horiguchi is back. Let's fucking go. Moving on from there to the next fight, the heavyweight bout between Waldo Cortez Acosta and Shamil Gaziev. This was another one where I picked Waldo Cortez Acosta stepping in on like 48 hours notice or whatever because I just thought he could get it done. And yeah, he could. There was not a ton of skill involved in this fight, to be completely honest with you. It was a lot of just wild swinging. But, man, I don't know. For those longtime viewers or those who watch us consistently, you'll remember Cortez Acosta's last fight. I said, oh no, I think he might actually be good. I think he might be a solid heavyweight that's actually pretty good. And now he's getting knockouts. 2 knockouts, and he's looked pretty good, all things considered. He knows when to shell up and when to fire in like bad moments to take advantage of the situation, which at heavyweight, I mean, that gets you pretty far. I think Waldo should probably just fight somebody coming up now. If I'm being completely honest, I don't know if Volkov totally deserves a title shot at this point after that last performance. He didn't look great either against Jailton Almeida. It wasn't just Jailton Almeida sticking that fight up. I could maybe see an argument for Cortez Acosta versus Volkov, and then the winner of that faces Aspinall and Gon 2's winner. So, good fight. I think Shamil will bounce back. I don't think this is the end of the road for him. I still think Shamil Gaziev is better than a lot of the heavyweights outside of the top 5. So I bet you he'll jump up the rankings eventually. But great performance from Cortez Acosta, especially on short notice. Jack Hermanson versus Mitabek Orbai. I don't know if we've ever seen a chin as just fucking gone as Jack Hermanson's. I mean, Mitabek Orbai didn't even land cleanly on him and just kind of like poked him in the back of the side of the head, just like right behind the ear. And it just fucking, I mean, it put Hermanson out cold. And Mitabek Orbai has proven to be pretty dangerous and pretty solid. The size difference in this was kind of crazy. Orbai looked like an Oompa Loompa out there fighting Willy Wonka. It was kind of crazy, but yeah, gets it done. Beautiful straight that just fucking tags Jack Hermanson and puts him down. Jack Hermanson should not fight anymore. I mean, his chin's so gone that it's like, it's got to be detrimental for his health to just be dying like this. And he looked decent in the fight too. It wasn't like Hermanson looked that bad, but man, I think when it's when you're just getting touched and you're going unconscious, it's probably time to stop fighting for a living, I think. So, great performance from Mitabek Orbai. It's going to be fun to see what he's got going on going forward. I think he's going to be good at welterweight. I really do. I think he's got some room to grow. It's going to be good. Jack Hermanson, please retire. Or move back up to middleweight, because that weight cut maybe is what's contributing to the chin issues. Yeah, moving on to the last 3 fights of the night. Man, everything I have believed about Alonzo Menifield is true that we saw, especially in this fight. I don't know what the UFC's love for Alonzo Menifield is about. I don't know where it stems from because, man, he is not very good, like straight up. Like he has not shown anything in his last few fights where he's got anything going on other than just he's very physical. Volkan Ozdemir just fucking did exactly what he needed to do and landed brutally on this guy. I mean, and Volkan Ozdemir was beating him up from like the beginning of the fight until he found the KO. I just don't fucking understand why Alonzo Menifield is still in the UFC and why they keep giving him opportunities to fight up the rankings when, like, he hasn't even come close to deserving anything like that at all. Man, yeah, Alonzo Menifield should probably just get cut. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not typically one that's like, yeah, you should cut somebody who's, like, ranked or anything like that, but what is this division getting out of him? What was the last, like, consequential Alonzo Menifield win? I just could not fucking tell you. So yeah, kudos to Volkan Ozdemir. All right, this is where the fucking meat and potatoes of this card was. Bilal Muhammad versus Ian Machado Gary. I love Bilal. I actually do. I'm a Bilal fan, but I figured coming into this that Ian Gary was just gonna be too long, too elusive, and just kind of pick at him at range and move and have competent like takedown defense and shit like that. And that just proved to be the case here. I mean, like, Ian Gary looked great in this fight, and he fought exactly the fight he needed to. Like, his game plan was good, the execution was perfect. Did not absorb too many hits. Bilal just could not get over. And it wasn't that Bilal even looked bad. Bilal looked pretty good, and I think that Bilal still beats so many other welterweights. It's just like Ian Gary is a horrible stylistic matchup for him. Yeah, the length, the size was just too much. Bilal just could not figure it out. He couldn't break the habits. He couldn't break that distance and get in there like he needed to. And I don't think he had the power to really get respect from Ian Gary or to like take advantage of those moments in the clinch where Ian Gary was a little bit vulnerable when they would just kind of blitz in and like crash together. Yeah, Ian Gary, incredibly impressive performance. He looked so slick in this. His range was perfect. Like he knew exactly when to get in and to get out and to engage. He was slipping punches and rolling out of the way. And fuck, I mean, great performance from Ian Gary. I think it's going to be interesting going forward to see what else he can do, what else he's got going on. Ian Gary just continues to prove that he is really good, and people hate him for it, which is awesome. It's good to have a heel in the division, and he is very much that guy. Yeah, kudos to Ian Gary. And Bilal, I expect Bilal to bounce back. I think Bilal's going to be able to handle whoever he's put up against next. I don't even know who that would be at this point. Yeah, I got nothing. I'm not going to try to match make. Good fight, though. Excited to see where it goes from there. And then in the main event, we had Arman Tsarukyan coming back after over a year and a half. I mean, realistically, like, not almost 2 years, but a year and a half of inactivity. Faces Dan Hooker, also coming off a very long period of inactivity. And he just looked so good. I mean, Arman, I expected maybe there to be a little bit of ring rust just because he had taken so much time off. But if this dude didn't miss a beat, I don't know if he had just been like hanging out in LA and training that entire fucking time. I could not tell you, but damn, holy shit. He was so dominant in this fight. He was dangerous too on the ground. Really dealing a lot of fucking damage with his grappling. And Dan Hooker was trying his best. You know what I mean? Dan Hooker didn't even look necessarily horrible. Yeah, Dan Hooker landed quite a few good shots on him on the feet. Quite a few where he would throw straight out and it would fucking shoot Arman's head back. Clocked him good. But Arman just fucking kept coming forward and finding those takedowns. And yeah, and it was also super impressive because Dan Hooker was doing a lot of things right on the back, like off of his back. Like he was throwing up submissions where he could. He was moving around. He was trying to get to new positions. But, I mean, Arman's grappling is just next level. It sucks that we got robbed of the fight between him and Islam. That would have been so interesting and compelling, especially with what we've just seen. But, on the upside, I think that this is going to be a good... it's going to be a good builder for the Ilya fight. I think what you do is... Arman's probably undeniable at this point. I'd say they probably give him the fight with Ilya. Yeah, it's hard because, do they risk not ever seeing the Paddy fight, because that's the money fight, let's be honest. No, I think they'll give it to Arman. And then with Dan Hooker, maybe you do Dan Hooker and Paddy Pimblett. Although Dan Hooker might have to take a little time off after this one. Hopefully he doesn't sit out forever again and wind up having another injury. That would suck. Yeah, Dan Hooker versus Pimblett, or even Dan Hooker versus Justin Gaethje. Like, rebook that. Who cares? This division's great. We have to see Arman versus Ilya. I after what I saw, I was like, I don't know, man. Maybe he gets it done against Ilya. Maybe he can smudge Ilya and get a submission or something, because fuck. He just looks so strong and so intense, especially with the size differential. It's just fucking wild. It was really interesting in this main and co-main event. We had like the same size discrepancy. Obviously not the same like weights, but just like in terms of like there being a big gap. And you saw how Bilal really struggled with it, and as the shorter guy couldn't make it happen, and Ian Gary benefited from being taller and lankier. Whereas like with Arman benefited from being the smaller guy, and Dan Hooker had a hard time because he was taller and lankier. Like Arman, you could see when Dan Hooker was up against the fence and he was trying to peel Arman off from like down below him, and he just could not get low enough to like get a good position to stop the takedowns from happening, or to like reverse the position on the fence. Really, really good fights. Really interesting fights. Yeah, excited to see where all of this winds up. It's our last location fight night of the ESPN deal. Good riddance to ESPN, and man, we're coming up on the next era of the UFC. It's going to be fun. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the fights, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave your thoughts down below, your comments down below. I would love to hear what you thought of this fight card, and match mix some of these fights. Tell me what you want to see with these next fighters, what you want to see them do next. Yeah. Have a great week, everybody. Peace.